Hi everyone. So I thought I'd do a video because it's been so long since I've done a video, and it's my birthday today. So I thought I would celebrate it with a catch up. So I just wanted to talk about some of the things that I've learned over the last year when it comes to manifesting, twin flames, spiritual journey, from kind of dipping in and trying all these things. That I was doing most of the stuff that was out there around the twin flame community, and then the last 2 years I'd really been focused on kind of Neville Goddard and affirming, mental diet, and manifesting. So I wanted to kind of let you know how I found them all fit together, like what's worked for me. I can honestly say that it did feel like the final piece of the puzzle for me. And I think there's lots of other things that are really important when it comes to finding your inner joy and having a conscious, amazing life experience more than kind of manifesting. But it definitely was a kind of final piece for me, I think, in the journey. Now, when I first started doing it, I tried several things of scripting, constantly affirming, running around thoughts in my head, tap counters, and it was draining. I was always tired. I felt like I was micromanaging. I actually then started to not even really enjoy experiences because I was like, well, is this person even even real? Or but then I've also had periods where, but one thing I will say is then kind of all the things that I wanted came in all in one go. I kind of could feel it coming, and then I actually stopped doing all that stuff, and I knew things were shifting. And then I ended up with a connection that basically a new one told me like everything that I'd written down, or like many of the things he actually spoke or came in being, was very different to like all my other spiritual connections in the way that it was so easy and mutual, and both exactly the same level of spirituality and like awareness and insights. I don't like to put too much onto connections until they're like super solid, but I can already say that I've attracted an incredibly different experience of people talking about twin flames straight away. They've been very open. Rather than that dynamic that I experience a lot with my strong connections. I'm going to put it in here, even though like I kind of want to come to it at the end because I'm just kind of worried that I'll forget because I always ad hoc my videos. So whilst I think the affirming and the manifesting was crucial in rewriting my limiting beliefs and like getting rid of that lack feeling and that needy feeling, there was definitely, I noticed at play, and it's really nice to have a connection where you can actually talk about energy dynamics. You can feel one another's energy and be really honest and authentic with how different energies make the other person feel. And I've learned so much from that level of authenticity and honesty in a connection where you feel each other that strongly and there's that level of telepathy. But there really is that thing of like amplifying, and I've really gone back to the Celestine prophecy and the control dramas, and that push and pull is really created when our energy seeks to control itself. So it either seeks to control by pulling back or by pushing forwards, and it's got nothing to do with your action and what you're doing. And I think this goes hand in hand alongside with manifesting, because you have to rewire your limiting beliefs, but you also have to, I believe, be really aware of your energy and what your energy is doing. And if affirming gets you to that place, then great. Maybe other things get you to that place, but it's like I really believe there's that same dynamic goes on, and I've seen it, and I've like tested it, and I've experienced it, that you've got one person that's kind of like pushing the energy forwards, or they will withdraw their energy, and then it makes the other person like push their energy forwards. And that doesn't mean they're texting or doing anything. It just means that when they feel the energy withdraw, their energy wants to close the gap, and they are like, oh, where have they gone, what are they doing? And there's all that kind of like head noise and ruminating that takes you off your balance in your center. And it's that really, I found anyway, that yeah, sure, you can like attract stuff, but to really attract those beautiful experiences, those heart-centered experiences, those connections where you feel one another, and you, yeah, you know what I mean, like the heart center is really important, like feeling that balance heart center. And it's really like not trying to control them energetically, it's allowing them to be themselves. And I think when you both enter that connection where there's two people that are not trying to control the other and not trying to control the other's energy, and they're really allowing them to be free. Obviously you have boundaries. You can be like, well, I want a monogamous relationship, you know, that's a strong boundary of mine. I'm not interested in anything else. But you know, there's that element of letting the person be free to be themselves. Even if that's what they want, you can still walk away from the situation and say, that's not for me. But you're basically allowing a kind of freedom, and that, from what I've experienced, it amplifies the connection. And that's why when you first meet somebody, you tend to have that experience, because you're both really in the moment, and you're just present, and you're not trying to control. You've not got all these expectations on the other person. You're just enjoying them for who they are. And really the sort of key, I believe, is to maintain that energy at all times, because as soon as somebody starts to get afraid or fearful, then they start to control their energy. They either pull it back or they push it forwards. So I really believe a big part of the journey of having a heart-centered connection is balancing that. Yeah, when it comes to affirming and manifesting, I'm not going to say that it hasn't been useful to do that heavy affirming. Like I definitely spent about 3 years really looping, affirming all the time. Didn't really enjoy that experience, didn't really enjoy micromanaging, but I guess do whatever you're drawn to in the moment, because overall it really helped me reprogram limiting beliefs and like my subconscious, listen to a lot of subliminals, and really hit it hard for a few years. And I can't deny that it's brought a lot of change, but I don't feel any need to do it now. I feel I can just really calmly write something down or say something, and then just really be and be grateful, find the gratitude, and it comes in very quickly. The only time when it doesn't is when I'm reacting to my 3D circumstances, which I noticed happening to me only recently, because I was using COVID and COVID restrictions as an excuse as for why something couldn't happen. And as soon as I let go of that, actually the thing started to fall into place. So yeah, I think once you've done that affirming and that mental diet for so long, it gets to the point where you don't need to really let it go out of control, because you feel it very quickly and you can stop it very quickly, and you can kind of stop it in its tracks before it spirals and loops into like a load of head noise. So for me, the main thing I do now is I'm just really aware of my mental diet, and I'm really aware that when I have a negative thought, I catch it quickly, I counteract it, and then I just kind of stay in the moment. And that's the way that I personally find best to live my life. I do find direction in it sometimes is good. I'll write down something that I'd like to bring in and then just let it go. You know, I understand that it's not that easy to just do that, because there's been many years of my life when I haven't just been able to affirm and let it go, because I've had so many limiting beliefs. So I guess you have to keep the practice up until it's a natural thing for you to be present. And to not have to effort it too much. But I really do feel like it's the aim to get there. I don't really think that we want to spend our lives micromanaging and constantly affirming and looping stuff. I mean, I just found it a headache, but did find it useful for a short period of time to rewire my major limiting beliefs and issues. But then, like I said, I think you get to the point eventually where you're so aware of your thoughts that you can nip them in the bud, or you can do a lot of self-inquiry when something's off, and you can sort of like catch yourself. So they're the things that I've really kind of learned since I've last done a video. And yeah, I just wanted to share those with people. I'll come back and do some more soon, and I hope everyone's well.